There's no official record stating what equipment was used to record Whole Lotta Love. These pictures from around that time show Jimi playing his 1959 Gibson Les Paul that he bought from Joe Walsh earlier that same month. The guitar became known as Number One, as it was Jimi's favorite guitar. Jimi is quoted as saying he used the Number One guitar to play the weird noises in the middle of Whole Lotta Love by detuning and pulling on the strings. Jimi Page's other favorite guitar at the time was his 1960 Gibson Les Paul Custom, also known as Black Beauty. Regardless of which specific guitar Jimi Page used to record Whole Lot of Love, he certainly used a guitar with a humbucking pickup. If you're trying to replicate the sound on the recording, your best starting point would be a solid body guitar with a humbucker pickup in the bridge position. The guitar I'm using in this video is a Carvin California carved top with a mahogany body and a quilted maple top, very similar to Jimi Page's Number One guitar. While Jimi Page is famous for using walls of Marshall stacks for live shows, his choice of amplifier for recording was much more experimental. While Whole Lotta Love may have been recorded with the Rickenbacker Transonic shown in the studio picture, it could easily have been recorded on a smaller tube combo like a Vox AC30 or a Supro Thunderbolt. Jimi Page has said that he got the distortion sound on Whole Lot of Love by turning the amplifier up really loud. Modern amplifiers have lead channels that allow you to get the same kind of distorted sound without using high volumes. Alternatively, you could use a distortion pedal. Jimi Page was one of the first players to use a distortion pedal. He has a signature model called the Page 1, designed by Roger Mayer. He's also known to have used the Boss Super Overdrive pedal. The amplifier I'm using in this video is a Bugera Vintage 22. It's a vintage-voiced all-tube combo amp. I'm using the distortion from the amplifier itself. The gain control is set on 4. By modern standards, there's not that much distortion on the original recording. Jimi Page is known to use the Dunlop Herco Flex 75 pick. These picks are made from nylon. Nylon has a softer surface than the common Fender celluloid pick. This softer surface leads to a different feel and a less clicky sound. In this video, I'm using a modern Dunlop Nylon 73 Max Grip pick. These picks are very similar to the Herco 75 and are much easier to find online or in stores. Whole Lotta Love is in standard tuning. Jimi Page is known to use Ernie Ball Super Slinky strings gauges 9 to 42. In this video, I'm using DR High Def Orange strings gauges 9 to 42 also. During the intro, you can hear some sort of echo or delay on the guitar sound. In the studio picture, you can see a box on top of Jimi's amplifier. This is a Vox CO2 Deluxe Tape Echo. To replicate a tape echo, your best bet is to use an analog delay pedal. Digital delay pedals can repeat the sound of a guitar perfectly as many times as you want. Analog delay pedals lose fidelity as the delay repeats. This loss of fidelity is similar to the effect produced by a tape echo unit. Many people prefer the more organic decay sound produced by an analog delay. The delay on the recording is approximately a 16th note, which at the tempo of the song is 225 milliseconds. Set your delay for one repeat with a mix set between 1/4 and 1/2. The main guitar and the delayed guitar are panned slightly left and right. The guitar sound on Whole Lotta Love sounds compressed. Compression is a method using electronics by which the guitar signal is compressed, causing the higher volume strums to be artificially reduced in volume. The result is a more even overall volume for the entire guitar part. Compression can be applied using a compressor pedal, a studio rack-mounted compressor, or a software compressor within your computer recording software. While compression helps to prevent your signal from clipping, it also changes the sound of the guitar in a way that many people find appealing. There is no official record of what type of compressor was used on Whole Lot of Love. Olympic Studios at the time had the popular Pi compressors available. These may be what was used. While original Pi compressors are rare, you can buy a Pi compressor plugin for your DAW online. Additionally, Jimi Page recorded on tape. This process of recording onto tape also adds a small amount of compression known as tape compression. To record this video, I'm using a software-based compressor plugin. Jimi Page is known for experimenting with distant miking in the studio. He chose the large room at Olympic Studios to give him more miking options. It was common for Jimi to have a dynamic microphone within a couple of inches of the speaker cone and another condenser microphone as far as 20 feet away from the amplifier. Mixing the feed from these 2 or more microphones provided both definition and space to the recordings, making the guitar sound bigger. In the studio picture, you can see one of these distance mics next to Jimi's right knee. To record this video, I'm using a Shure SM57 dynamic microphone within 1 inch of the grill cloth. I'm also using a Shure Beta 87C condenser microphone a little over 2 feet from the grill cloth. When you're using more than one mic on the same source, don't forget your rule of thirds to keep your mics in phase.